We're about to see something happen in the world of XRP that could be very important. There is talk about the idea of burning all the XRP that is currently in escrow. At the moment, about 5,000 XRP are burned every day, which is about 1.825 million a year. However, there is growing concern that this rate is going to go up. Some people have even said that up to 25,000 XRP are being burned every day. This behavior is said to be connected to Ripple's escrow accounts, which is very interesting. A former director of Ripple has said that the company might burn all the XRP that is in escrow all at once, which makes the situation more serious. There seems to be more than just talk about how likely it is that this will happen. This situation is even more interesting because it happens at the same time that Ripple Labs announces it will buy back almost $1 billion, 0 cents worth of XRP from the market. There are a lot of ideas about what this buyback and the possible escrow burn could have to do with Ripple's deal with the SEC. The buyback is because Ripple still needs XRP. The effects of this kind of trust burn are huge. In the event that all of Ripple's escrow XRP were burned, each coin could become worth $10,000, 0 cents. Based on my research and the fact that Ripple Labs is forming more and more partnerships and needs XRP to support these partnerships, I think that a value of $10,000, 0 cents per XRP might be necessary for the company to keep running and grow. Hi Moneyside family, welcome back to the place you know you can trust for all things XRP. There are a few things we need to do before we start with today's programming. Please hit that like button for me. To join our lively group, click subscribe and make sure that notifications are turned on. Wait a minute, there's something exciting about to happen. Once we reach 60,000 members, we'll be giving away a huge amount of XRP. It's really easy to enter the giveaway. It's simple, just do 3 things to make sure you get in, make sure you're ready, and leave a hash Moneyside in the comments. Many papers agree with this and say that XRP will reach $10,000, 0 cents because of Ripple's partnerships with payment systems in other countries. An enormous rise in the value of XRP is not only possible, but might even be necessary because Ripple's world partnerships are growing and depend on XRP. XRP's growth has been nothing less than exponential. And new reports, both public and private, show that it is spreading around the world. Notably, a BlackRock study that got out shows that they want to use XRP for payments between countries. The most important parts of this report are brought out to show how XRP is becoming a globalized cross-border payment service. The recent statement by the Central Bank of Ireland that they plan to use XRP for cross-border transactions has only added to this momentum. As a payment method, XRP is now officially recognized as safe and reliable. This also means that Ripple, the company that created XRP, is now a registered virtual asset service provider. This is a big sign that XRP has a lot of promise in the financial world. In the meantime, the global central bank of Japan has started to use XRP for their global banking systems. This is part of a bigger trend. Over 30 central banks are now working together to make a digital currency for central banks based on the XRP system. 19 of these central banks are said to have bought XRP worth a total of over $9.4 billion, 0 cents. This number doesn't even take into account the fact that the FedNow instant payment service might start using XRP. Leaked information says that the FedNow instant payment platform is thinking about using XRP for the blockchain part of their payment system. This change shows that people are becoming more sure that XRP's technology can be used in current financial applications. It is impossible to say enough about how important it is for the US Federal Reserve to take full control of XRP and Ripple Labs. This move, which is meant to stop regular people from buying XRP, is a big change in the financial world. Instead of building a standard central bank digital currency, the Federal Reserve plans to use the RippleNet system, which uses the XRP ledger and digital asset because it is efficient, cost-effective, and good for the environment. This method is especially useful because important central banks in over 8 countries, including the BRICS nations, have already teamed up with Ripple Labs to use the RippleNet system and the XRP ledger. The Federal Reserve has officially said that XRP and XLM could play a big role in the blockchain part of their FedNow payment system. This shows that they are serious about working with blockchain technology. They say in one of their stories that the FedNow services partnership with Metal Blockchain for fast conversions between fiat currency and stablecoins is a big step towards combining traditional banking with decentralized finance. And at the moment, US citizens can only make fast payments within the country using third-party apps like Venmo and PayPal or cryptocurrency wallets. However, the FedNow system that is currently being built has plans to include cryptocurrencies in its structure. Over 120 companies have signed up to use this platform. New companies like US Bank and Exchange Bank, as well as payment processors and solution providers, are among them. With the possible addition of Ripple to the FedNow service, we're about to see a big change in the world of digital banking. One of the fintech companies being considered for this project is Ripple, which is known for its open-source distributed ledger technology and smart cross-border payment solutions. Stellar Lumens XLM, which is known for its blockchain-based payment network that makes international transfers faster and cheaper, is also on the list of possible partners for the FedNow service. This brings us back to the two main points of our conversation: how likely it is that XRP will hit $10,000 0 cents soon, and how likely it is that a lot of XRP will be burned from Ripple Labs escrow. These two things will happen at the same time and will be big steps forward for the XRP digital asset. The planned burning of a lot of XRP from Ripple's lockup could be what drives the price of XRP to its expected $10,000 0 cents level. Matt Hamilton, a former director of Ripple, said that the company could burn all the XRP in its escrow wallet, which has made this belief even stronger. This news is especially important because Ripple is still in court with the SEC. It's possible that such a burn could be part of a settlement deal. There are a lot of effects from this. A huge drop in the supply of XRP could make its price go up to $10,000 0 cents. It would also cause a huge demand for XRP from both individual and institutional buyers who want to use digital assets like XRP for cross-bending more and more. This would lead to a big drop in the amount of XRP that is available, so each XRP token would be worth more. It's hard to believe how many deals XRP will be able to handle. The International Swaps and Derivatives Association, ISDA, alone handles over $1 0 cents, 2 quadrillion in transactions. Because of the large number and value of these transactions, each XRP must be worth $10,000 0 cents. The size is perfectly summed up in this piece, which makes it clear that XRP wants to make transactions in the ISDA possible that are worth more than $1.20 quadrillion. But that's only one part of the story. This number doesn't even include other big players in ways that XRP is likely to make a difference. It doesn't include news that Swift might use XRP for payments, that SBI wants to use XRP for more transfers in Southeast Asia, or that big financial companies like BlackRock and JP Morgan have started buying over 7.5 million XRP. Ripple's partnerships, like the one with a big payment company to improve transactions for digital assets and make it easier to send money across borders in Africa, are also not counted in this figure. With quadrillions more coming in from central banks and countries accepting XRP, and trillions more coming in from the private financial sector, it's clear that XRP needs to be worth even more. Each XRP coin could be worth anywhere from $50,000 0 cents to $75,000 0 cents at this point. Even though this seems impossible, it fits with the fact that XRP is set to help move huge amounts of money around the world. Even though XRP is only worth $0.62 right now, I first invested in it because I thought the technology and its ability to handle huge amounts of money would be useful. This very possibility means that XRP will need to be worth a lot more in the future than it is now. Do not forget that I am not a licensed financial planner. The information in these movies is only meant to be entertaining. Before making any financial decisions, I always tell my viewers to do their own study and talk to professionals. Thanks for listening. Do not forget to hit the follow button and give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Also, make sure the alerts are on so you know right away when I post something new. In the next movie, can't wait to